All right, Aries, here we go. September 2025. You're my first stop on my 12-stop zodiac fly-through. Again, remember, I'm not your astrologer. This ain't your horoscope. It's just like I do on the weekly readings. It's just, split the soulmate cycle into 12 pieces. Anyway, you can do what you want with the readings. It's up to you. But I did a pre-shuffle for you. I've been cutting the cards to get the theme. I don't know. Because I sat down, I wasn't thinking. I just did a pre-shuffle. You might be the only one that gets a pre-shuffle. The beginning of our story. The rest, I'll probably just cut and get a theme and dive right into the pyramid. Right? Well, I got a pre-shuffle for you. Surface energy. Okay? I mean, I got a tower. We're opening with a tower. That's opening big. All right? Look at that poor little squirrel. Oh, man. All right. It's crossed by the Lovers. And the Chariot is there, and the Seven of Cups is there with a Three of Swords and Temperance, and underneath that is a Queen of Pentacles. It looks like we're resolving some pain here this month for you, but I can't. This is I'm going to call it this. I'm exaggerating, probably. Okay, could just be two people, right? But it feels like a stampede of opportunities, a stampede of people. A stampede of soulmates coming at you that each one requires a different solution, but you're sort of working it out. You're getting it done. Okay? I mean, that's just the way it reads. Let's give the deck a shuffle. All right, let's do it. Here we go. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here, you found Steve's Love Tarot, you're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. I know it's a monthly reading, but I'm not a fucking Time Lord. Could play out in October for you. Energies always bleed into one another. Right, we're doing pyramid here. Top row is how somebody feels about you, or maybe it's a lot of something. Maybe it's a stampede of somebody's. I don't know. Middle is how they see you, and the bottom of the pyramid, or could have been upside down pyramid. The bottom of it is a potential final outcome for you. I say potential because I cannot predict free will. Nobody can. All right, I will clarify everything. Well, I'll clarify what needs clarifying in the monthly readings, right? And I'll throw some universe cards at the end. Your overall energy, it made me stop, is a Four of Wands and a King of Wands. I mean, it's a Burger King. You would definitely have Three Swords problems with people like this, right? I mean, this is the worst person if you're one of those people who bangs somebody and then thinks it's forever. Oh, it must be forever now if I do that, right? Well, the other person has to think that way too. It's a two-way street, right? Otherwise, it's just, hey, thanks, man, right? Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, I believe David Bowie once called it. Anyway, it's a little bit of that. So we got a healing of someone's ego. Someone's gonna kind of, it's almost a King of Wands, an egomaniac who comes in and kneels before Zod, bows to you a little bit, falls on their sword, eats crow. I don't know how else to phrase it. Okay? All right, well, let's go. Let's do it. Okay. We're going to clarify with the witches if we need to, whatever we need to clarify. Now, I'm going to take him out because I want to see him. All right, let's go. We're just getting settled. You're the first reading. You're the first reading of my day today. I mean, my God. Give me a minute. When you get to work, are you all ready to go? I mean, you got shit you need to do. You go to the break room. I don't have a break room. I have a kitchen, but I'm not allowed in there today. All right, here we go. I apparently made a mess yesterday. All right, fine. The world. How somebody feels about you. The world. This is totally different. What did I say? It's the most powerful card I could pull. It's the end of a cycle. There's this whole... Oh, what is it? I don't even... The Hermit and the Six of Wands. I mean, it's beautiful. Look, a cycle between you and whoever the fuck this is, and it could be a few of these, okay, is just coming to an end. All of a sudden, people start seeing things your way, shit starts flowing your way. I mean, on your side, because your energy is attached to you too, I could easily see you doing stuff you've been afraid to do of. Oh, I'm afraid of failure, but I'm going to, now you just try it. I don't know. But I do know between you and a soulmate, a big cycle of bullshit is coming to an end here. Somebody's getting a lot of healing. And I think they know what they want now. I've got somebody with a heart chakra open. You got this energy coming at you. That's why I felt the kneel before Zod thing. Somebody falling on their sword, eating crow, apologizing, Okay. How do they see you? This is beautiful. It's victory right there at the end. How do they see you? The moon. What do they think about when they think of you? Well, that's my Queen of Cups underwater. Most love I could pull from the deck. We'll get there. What else? The Two of Pentacles. I think this is tough. This person's afraid that they're making a wrong decision. This person is probably putting down fear, but I think this person has themselves, one person in particular, represented by this card, has themselves convinced that you're afraid to come toward them, so they're going to go toward you. It's what I talk about all the time. Even when energies like this, ego-based energies, have to fall on their sword, they try to turn it, they try to spin it, they try to flip it so that they're the hero in some way. In their own mind, they have to be the hero. Okay? Narcissistic politicians do this all the time. They make it seem like it's somebody else's fault, and then they came and did it. It's the old, you want to get back with your ex, so you go and you pop her tires on her car at night, let the air out because you know she's going to call you the next day to come put the air back. It's that kind of a thing. Somebody wants to be the same frequency of energy. It plays out different ways, but it's all the same. Somebody here thinks you're afraid to come. You want to resolve things, but you're afraid to come to them, so they're coming to you. That's basically it. Don't fault them for it. It is what it is. It's just proof this person didn't go on any dark night of the soul. Their ego is in this energy a little harder for them to handle. They're forced to look at it. This energy, this new cycle of energy, appears to be putting a mirror up to this person's bad behavior. Okay, so they can see it. All right. Hey, if there's no mirrors, you don't see it. You know, it's a bit of that. This energy lives on that. If I don't look at it, it's not there. Right? You know, the old George Costanza from Seinfeld, if they can't find you, they can't fire you. Right? So he spends the whole day hiding at work. Right? It's a bit of that. These energies are always like that. Blame shifting motherfuckers, I'll tell you what. And I don't see it. I don't see it. It is what it is. Potential final outcome here, red with the Hermit. Five of Pentacles. It's too late. Too late. Okay, too late. I got Def Leppard's Too Late for Love ringing in my head. It always comes to me with a song, so I just give it to you. Maybe it means something to you. Maybe you're a Def Leppard fan. I don't know. It's from their Pyromania album. I remember. You know, everybody at school had that album when that thing came out. Let me tell you. Oh, everybody. Too late for love, but it's too late. I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe for you, maybe for them. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's clarify. Randomly at the bottom is a Chariot. I think, again, this universe is reminding me this is a stampede of these fuckers. Again, it could just be two. But I think it's too late for some and not too late for others. For some, you give the key because I'm drawn to the key. For others, you leave them out in the cold. I think you got a lot of power here. I think this person's perception of you is wrong. We got that from the overview reading. They're reading you all wrong. They're reading the room completely wrong. They think you're afraid to come talk to them. You're not. You're just like, hey, you hurt me. Why am I going, what kind of, you got some self-worth, That's something they don't understand, because people like this with big egos tend not to have self-worth. They tend to self-loathe, actually. There's quite a bit of it there, right? Have you ever come across in your life an entitled fuckwit, right? Somebody very entitled, everything handed to them on a silver spoon. Take it from me, and take it from anybody that's ever studied human nature or psychology. There's a lot of self-love. They hate themselves. Why? Because we always hate it when we didn't earn it. Whether we want to admit it or not, even if we're raised with a silver spoon in our mouth, we always hate it when we didn't earn it. It does something for there's a false ego and a real ego. The real ego needs to earn it, right? If everything's handed to you, you're the president of the company because daddy owns the company, that's not fulfilling to the soul. You didn't earn it. You just handed it. Even if you did, I started at the bottom, Steve, and I worked up. It's not the same thing. You were never going to fail. You were always going to get the job. It's a bit of that. So these energies on varying levels, doesn't have to be a president of a company, always have some self-loathing in them. And that's probably why they do a lot of hurting. All right, I'm going to clarify a couple of things here. First of all, I'm going to clarify the new cycle. I'm going to clarify the world. So why is the world here? I know you have soul connections coming at you. Look, again, The King of Wands is read with the Four of Wands, and here's a Four of Wands right here. We have a chance at new beginnings. You are in the enviable position in September of deciding, again, it could bleed into October, of deciding who you're bringing with you and who you're not. You may have a stampede of fucking marriage proposals coming at you. It's possible, or offers. I saw it as offers. It felt like offers from the pre-shuffle with the Seven of Cups. Okay? What's on top? This is nice. Ten of Wands. This is the end side. One cycle's ending, a new cycle's beginning. You oftentimes with cycle cards like this, they split. Okay? So why is this here? Because a period of struggle is coming to a close. Why is that here? Because a period of harvest is coming in. That's why. This is beautiful energy. This is beautiful. This is nice. All the hard work you've put in is paying off. Okay? Now you might say, well, Steve, this is their feelings. Right. All the hard work you put in is paying off. You guys are connected. You have a soul connection. Maybe only one of you was doing all the work, which is why it was so hard. But either way, the energy still flows. It still connects. Right? If you got a pipe that's connecting two sides, if that pipe is partially clogged, some of the energy is still getting through, right? You know, it's not a fully clogged pipe. There's always a little bit of opening. So, yeah, the hard work is about to pay off. We're leaving a period of hard work into a period of abundance, really, harvest. Okay. So that's the cycle. That's where we're at. It's what I said. Something about this new energy here is putting a mirror up to this person's bad behavior, and now they have to look at it. They don't ever want to look at it. They don't know. If you walk up to a narcissist and call them out on their shit and call them a narcissist, they're going to, no, I don't think so. I don't think I am. It's probably you. They bounce it back at you. It always gets blame shifted back at you. I say it all the time. It's the adult version of that schoolyard game. I know you are, but what am I? Right? Every fucking 10-year-old or 8-year-old does it on the little schoolyard, right? You call somebody a jerk. I know you are, but what am I? Right? Bit of that. That's what narcissists do. They never grow out of that phase emotionally. That's why they show up as player cards, right? The Knight of Wands, in and out, in and out. Right? This energy makes them look at it, forces them to see it, tapes their fucking eyes open, ties them to a chair, and pantses them. And so when I added that in, because that's embarrassment, right? That's humiliation. There's humiliation energy here on some level when I say they come and kneel before Zod and apologize and eat crow or whatever, right? There's a humiliation factor there. All right, here we go. Six of Wands. You don't just take the bully and string them up to the flagpole, right? Tie him to the flagpole. You take the bully and tie him to the flagpole and pants the son of a bitch. So there's humiliation that comes with it. You have to do that. That's what the energy's doing for this fucker right now. Six of Wands. Let's pull on this victory. Speaking of not wearing pants. All right, there we go. What do we get here? We were talking about evil dictators, what they did with Colonel Gaddafi, right? Didn't they fucking chopped his nuts off in the street. He was the worst dictator. He's one of those kind of dictators. Well, that's kind of what the energy's doing to this person right here. What we got here? We got the Six of Wands crossed by the Hierophant. Talk about politicians being like this, yeah, a little bit. Hierophant. It's the same kind of energy. The same sort of energy plays out. Except it's doing it. This person's just doing it to themselves. Whatever this cycle does to this King of Wands is lasting. It sticks with them for a long fucking time. All right, what's on top? Two of Wands. Why is that here? Somebody's behaving very differently, right? They're going to try to go back to old ways, but they can't. They're going to try to be a liar, but they can't. They're just permanently turned the other way. All right, he's not facing this card. And that's really what it is. And there's your Lovers is the bridging energy right there. I mean, they're going to try. There's no dark. I'm not going to lie to you. I know there's a hermit here. I know. But there's no dark night of the soul that's happened. It is a cycle of energy. One cycle is ending. I'm talking core energy. I'm not talking about Mars lining with this or Saturn with that. The astrology pulls on the core energy, yes, so it's playing a role. But I'm talking about there's core energy cycles that are ending, big ones. And I've told you about them in recent readings. This is just one of those cycles. It's coming to an end. And what it does is it forces people like this, people in your life, people in your neighborhood, people out there in society, whatever it is, to take a good hard look at what they don't want to take a look at. All right? And hard as they try to go back to it, it hurts. You know, it makes them, and then it brings them closer to that mirror. Right? The more they try to bullshit. So it's nice. Somebody here has to make the right choices, or they get fucking punished. This is a 5D card. We don't control it. Right? It used to be called the choice, the lovers. We don't control it. So yeah. Somebody's going to keep getting spanked until they come and apologize, until they come and make things right. But they haven't changed. They're always going to try and go back to who they are, which is probably why you need to you leave some out in the cold. Which is probably why it's too little too late for you. I don't know. Why is the Five of Pentacles here? Final outcome for you. Let's clarify it. Could be. I don't know. Let's find out. Five of Pentacles. Why is it here? Now, fives are where change happens. Sure, you might give them a key, you might not. I just feel like it's a too little too late energy. Somebody getting left out in the cold. It's almost like the communication you have with this person is, well, you should have thought of all this sooner. Right? A little bit. I don't know. Let's see where we go. Crossed by the Seven of Cups. Again, some of them you give the key. This is multiple people. It really is. This represents multiple people in your life. I know one of them is probably your Burger King, the runner, right? Had to have it their way, narcissist. I mean, everything I've told you about characters like this is valid. It's the number one energy you're going to run into out in the world. Whether you put yourself on the apps, whether you're dealing solely within the soulmate cycle with a runner or whatever, or just societal energies in general, going to the damn store to get some shit. These are the energies that are out there. Me first. It's a me first attitude. It's right here. Why? Why you first? Why? Because I'm great. That's okay. A little bit arrogant, but okay. Fine. Good for you. Right? That's just what's there. That's what's happened. That's where we're at. And the soulmate cycle is there too. But there's a cycle beginning here where you feel like you accomplished something with these people, but it doesn't mean you need to let them in. You can leave them right outside. Right? What's on top here? But it feels like it's a lot of different people. A lot of different people. Which means you're going through a lot of changes. You're learning some things too. Look at that. I pulled the student, right? When I said you're going through some changes, you're learning some things too. Page of Pentacles, my student. Right there. Why is that here? The Four of Cups. What did I say? Rewind. Too little, too late. Okay? I appreciate it. I appreciate that you're sorry that you're talking to the guy in blue here. I appreciate that you want to go back to the pond here, but you know I've learned a thing or two along the way. I think for a lot of you, I mean, with some of them, you may go back to the pond. It's up to you what you do. You can give them the key or leave them outside. But I think at the end of the day here, you figure out that you're better off with an empty cup than a full cup. Then you get emotion in that cup. That's my desert queen. You're better off by yourself than with somebody who's just going to be like this and keep trying to do this, even though this cycle of energy, which will end at some point, even though it's a long cycle, which the Hierophant told us it will at some point come to an end, and then they'll just fall back on old ways. So it's a relationship you get into with this person. It goes good for a while, but then they fuck around on you, you know, or whatever. Or if it's a family member, yeah, you get along for a while, but then on one certain Thanksgiving, it all blows up. It all comes out. It builds up. I don't know. It's up to you. You've learned a lot here. One of the things you definitely learned this month, right, is that you've affected this person. And one of the things that this energy allows you to see, it's a very reflective energy, is how that benefits you. In other words, there's an energy floating around here, especially while Venus is in Leo, of being a little bit selfish and it being okay, right? What did you get out of this? You get to see what you got out of it, and I think that's enough for you. I do. I think it is. That's the way it reads. Do what you want. You don't have to. I'm just a talking hand. I'm just reading the energy. You can do what you want, but you know, I think you learned a lot here. You learned a lot. You may have been really sad about it initially, but you learned a lot with whatever happened, whatever that Three of Swords is with whoever this is, which I think it's multiple people. All right. Let's see what else the universe wants to tell you. We'll get out of here. One card and a crossing card. So yeah, I would expect some communication. I would expect a fucking stampede of people and lessons, and you know, or you may even just get to see it. You know, see something online. Somebody does an online apology to you or an online thing, and you just know it's about you, right? That kind of a thing. Oh, if your instincts tell you it's about you, it's about you, right? Be careful not to fall into Carly Simon syndrome, where you know you're so vain you probably think this song is about you, right? You want to be careful about that. But hey, whatever helps you to view how this all benefited you. And that's sort of what you get to see. It's a nice harvest energy for you. Things will flow a lot easier to you in the coming cycle. I will tell you that. All right. One card, the crossing card. What else you want to tell my people? What else? King of Pentacles, crossed by the Five of Wands. You don't. The road ahead. It's an image. It's an image of the road ahead, right? Because he's older, right? Look at him, sitting there, whatever. Everything's going to be fine. The road ahead has a few obstacles, but they're nothing. They're minor. They're not even potholes. They're just little, you know, a little bit of that. Nothing your shocks can't handle, right? The road ahead looks nice. It's a little bit more peaceful. Your future looks a little bit more peaceful than you may think it is or realize it is, all right? I also have a Hanged Man here fueling this. That's a very powerful card fueling a very weak card. Big things happening here, all right? That's your reading. I hope, again, the road ahead, the obstacles are smaller. So, hey, you know, try to look. I don't want you to be optimistic too much, but you know, you got a lot to look forward to, and maybe that's one of the things you realize in September. I don't know. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. Good luck.